Welcome in. We're sitting here in Durant High School on a Thursday morning, catching up with Durant wrestling coach Jim Weisrock. Coach, we're done with the regular season and turning the corner to the postseason. Some could argue the most exciting part of the season. That doesn't discount the efforts and progress you guys have put in to this point, but I mean, to be serious, this is what you work for. So let's. You guys did have one last duel a week ago today, I should say. A tough one. How'd you guys do?
Well, we actually avenged a loss from West Liberty. We wrestled West Liberty earlier in the season in a dual meet, and they beat us in a close duel, and we actually won this time 40-36. We're pretty happy with that outcome. And then West Branch, we kind of did match up real well with West Branch, and they beat us 60-21.
Okay. What did you guys end up with duel-wise record?
I don't know. I think we were a little less than 500 this year. When we went down to Mount Air, we struggled with some, we usually do pretty well down there as far as winning duels. This year we had some open weights and didn't have a chance to win those duels. So, I don't know. I think we were a couple below 500.
Okay. Last Saturday, you had a day off and then went to Midland. Midland, this tournament had quite a few teams in it.
Yeah.
And the best thing, in my opinion, was the brackets were pretty full. So the people who unfortunately didn't make out of the quarterfinals, they got 1 and 2 matches, and maybe even 3 if they got to the third place match. And at this time of year, that's got to be pretty good as far as coaching perspective to get some of those guys, because as you know, when you hit a sectional meet, you're fighting through the back way too. It's not you're done.
Yep.
And so are those sort of the things that you guys were looking for coming into this meet? Where were you guys coming into this meet?
In the past, we've always gone to Clinton on that weekend. Last year, we weren't very successful at Clinton, and we didn't get those matches like you just said. This year, we tried to go up to Midland because I thought we'd be a little more competitive up there, which was the case. Most of our guys had quite a few matches. Some of them had as many as 5 matches, and that's what we need is a lot more mat time, and we need to make sure, like you said, when you do maybe lose that semifinal match, you still need to fight through that loser's bracket to give yourself a chance to maybe move on to the next when we get to sectionals or districts. So
6th place team finish. Not bad considering the first 3 or 4 teams had over 100 points. A meet that you're probably look to keep going to?
Always, yeah. I think like I told, it was very, very well run, and our kids were just competitive up there. Like you said, full brackets. It's always nice to see full brackets. A lot of the tournaments that we go to don't have full brackets. We have a lot of buys. This one, we had a lot of full brackets. Our kids got matches in, and that's what we want, especially at the end of the year.
Now, Midland also sometimes gets a sectional or a district, depending on things. So, I mean, to have that, in future years here, some of the guys that are coming back next year and the year after, to have some of that mental jitters out of the way. Not jitters, but just being familiar. It's kind of an intimate scenario there, and it just makes it. I don't know. It's nice.
I think the more comfortable you are with the place, the better you wrestle. And now they know that you weigh, like, it's kind of unique at Midland because we weigh in across the street.
Yeah.
At the fitness center.
Right.
And everybody kind of, the freshmen are kind of looking around like, what? And all the other guys are just used to it.
Right.
We just go across the street and weigh in. That's what you do. And it's kind of just those little quirks that you get. It's a really small, like you said, intimate setting. Kind of reminds me of Lisbon a little bit. Not a lot of bleachers. Yeah. It's kind of packed in there, and it's. I just like the place, and they do a really good job running the tournament.
Let's hit some of these weight classes here. Start off 106. Chase X-Line reached the finals. Ended up having Eric Lenz in the championship match. Along the way, he pinned Connor Murphy of Clear Creek in 134, and then pinned Lenz actually in 323 in the finals. They're going to see each other probably this week and next week.
And the next week, maybe.
Well, potentially.
Yeah. And maybe at state.
We see that down the road, but
Yep.
A good momentum building for him.
I think it was for Chase. He didn't have his best match when we had a dual meet here, and kind of hurt his knee and didn't, was kind of struggling through that a little bit. We got a brace on that knee, and he seems to be adapting very well to that. He wrestled a lot better Saturday. That was an extremely tough bracket. 106 was an extremely tough bracket. There was,
It was.
I mean, if you look at the top five, which we're both looking at the top five, and wow, that was pretty good kids. You know, the Midland kid was good, the Creek Amana kid was good, the Comanche kid was good. Obviously, Lenz is good, and Chase is, you know, had a good day that day and came out on top.
Well, looking ahead, the Comanche kid is going to be on the other side of the sectional. Potential
Comanche's
for
2A.
Oh,
Comanche's 2A, but I think Midland might be on the other side.
that's what I'm thinking of.
Midland.
Sorry.
Yep. And then Clear Creek is, I think, a 2A school or a 3A school. I'm not really sure about Clear Creek. That was a good, solid kid too.
So, X-Line, get back to this. Took first, 113, Aaron,
Yep.
reached the finals.
Mhm.
Pinned his first round opponent, Dalton Shada of Northland in 216. Pinned his second round semifinal opponent, Jaden Dodge of Midland in 35 seconds. And faced Comanche Bryce Everson in the finals, and he's a tough guy.
He's a really good kid.
It was a good match.
It was a great match. I think they both benefited from that match. I think Aaron had a really good match with him when we had our dual meet up here. It was a 4-2 sudden victory win, and we knew he was going to be a tough kid. And you know, it was. I think you need those really solid, tough matches. It was like a state tournament match, is what it was. You know, you're going to win 3-2. If you make a little mistake, you're not going to be on the winning side. So
I'd say Aaron dropped 3-2. It wasn't close. I mean, it's close.
good match.
And it's 2-2 in the fourth, and not the fourth, the third period.
You're
Sorry,
right.
you have me on quarters
I
now.
know. I know.
But I mean, it was. It wasn't. Yeah, I mean, it's a good match. So.
It was a good match. It was, you know, could have went either way, and you know, Aaron kept working hard on top, and we've been working on that a lot lately. He was working hard on top, and we thought we might get another stall call out of it and tie it up, but
Yeah,
didn't
you know,
happen.
that was kind of the whole day. It's kind of
Didn't
like,
happen.
are they going to have stalls? And
It just didn't happen.
Right. So, Tanner Kleppe got fifth at 126. Gavin Drake, 132.
Gavin Blake. Blake.
Sorry, Gavin
No,
Blake.
you're all right.
I'm thinking of Javin Drake of
Yeah,
Wilton.
yeah,
Sorry.
you're all right.
Gavin Blake
Yep.
of Durant. Third place. One of those guys who worked his way back.
Yes.
And when he did, I mean, he got 2 pins.
Yep.
Had a bye in the consolation quarterfinals, and then
Right.
pinned his semifinal, and then third place match.
Mhm.
Gotta like to see that. I mean,
I think Gavin's been improving all year. He's a freshman. He took some lumps early because just, you know, coming into the varsity scene right away and kind of, you know, it was kind of a difficult transition for him, but now I think he's more comfortable and he's wrestling a lot better, and he proved that Saturday. He did a good job.
Henry Henson, another one of those guys who worked his way back at 138, ended up getting third. Kind of pinned, kind of the same thing. He kind of had a bye in the quarterfinals, pinned the semifinals, and got a pretty good decision
Mhm.
in the third place. So, I mean, Henry's been wrestling pretty well too.
Yes, he has. Yes, he has. He had a tough match with Casey Beaver from Regina in the semis, and that was a very, very good match too, and could have went either way. And you know, Henry, what I liked is he kept his head up and kept fighting through the losers bracket, and that's what you need in postseason.
Yeah, I think they'll see each other this weekend at
I
some
would
point,
think so.
hopefully. I know Henry's probably won another match
Yeah.
against him. Beaver state qualifier, I think, from last year, if I remember right. And,
I think he was up at 52 though.
yeah,
He had a big weight cut.
he ended up coming back, and I think he won that
Yeah.
weight class Saturday. And 145 and 152, Chance Brooks, Justin Mangles, fought hard, tough brackets. Same thing, Nick Sorgenfry at 160. Alec Lorenz, 170, placed fourth. Had the top seed, it looks like, at the
Brendan
very
Schott,
first.
Yeah. I think he had a. Did he have a pigtail? I think he had a pigtail coming in, and I'm not sure about that, but I think he had a pigtail coming in.
Yes.
And then he got Brendan Schott, who's a really good kid from Northland, and then he fought his way through the losers bracket too, didn't he? Yeah,
Yes.
I liked it.
Scott's the top ranked guy in
Yeah.
that weight class.
Yeah, I mean
So-
he's a solid guy.
On that line, I mean, Jordan Chalice pinned his way through from Tipton, and then he got stuck in 31 seconds. Jordan's not too bad. So.
No, he isn't. But
Lorenz,
Brendan's another word.
Got a pin on that backside,
Mhm.
lost in the semifinals. So, I mean, fourth place
Good,
take
I
that.
mean, he did a good job. He did a good job.
195, Brandon Dykes, second place.
Yep.
You know, full weight class. I mean, sometimes at 195 here this season is kind of hopefully full. You know,
Yeah.
fortunately this time full 8 on there. He pinned his way to the finals.
Yeah.
Quickly too. 39 seconds in this quarterfinal match, 102 in the semifinals, and then he ran into Tanner Cook's wrestling pretty well right now
He is.
in Tipton, and he was pinned in 126 to get second. However, I mean, Brandon's one of those guys. I mean, this could be a match too this weekend.
I
I
think
mean,
so.
I don't know the
I think
rest
so.
of the 195s in the conference. But I mean, both these guys are wrestling really well right now.
I think so. I think Brandon also is another freshman who's really been learning through the year and putting himself in, you know, better positions, and he just made a little mistake against Tanner, and you know, when you're on your back, it's not a good sign.
Yeah.
Bad things can happen, then, that's for sure.
Last regular season competition, you can argue whether it's regular season, postseason, but I tend to go postseason once conference starts because it starts the big three. This weekend, conference, West Branch, 10 o'clock. Get there early.
Yeah.
There's only one side of bleachers.
It's gonna be full.
But there's going to be, with merit, I mean, there's going to be a ton of great classes and great matches, individuals and stuff. Some guys you're going to see it back here in sectionals a week from Saturday. Don't forget sectionals here a week from Saturday. Anyway, how do you guys approach that? I know you guys have turned the corner in a way. You're in your postseason mode in practice, and looking ahead to the conference here this weekend. I know you guys have some goals.
Yeah, I think we use it as a stepping stone. You know, we always want to win matches. I don't think people always realize how tough of conference we have. We have an incredibly tough conference, especially in wrestling, and there's a lot of good kids at every weight. That only prepares us more for the following weekend of sectionals. I mean, we use it as a preview of sectionals, because a lot of times, a lot of the teams in our conference are also in our section or in our district. Kind of gives us a little preview, and it gets our wrestlers more in the postseason mode. We don't have that Thursday, Saturday meet. We don't have a meet tonight, so we're just going to go right into, you know, focusing on Saturdays, and then we kind of get into the groove of every Saturday, you know, practice during the week, and then every Saturday, you know, ramping it up for a big match.
All hands on deck. Anybody that's been hurt at this point, you're wrestling this week, or is that wait for next week?
I think we're still in the process of getting some kids healthy. We're gonna make a decision tonight whether they're gonna go on Saturday or not. And you know, a couple of the kids are just kind of on the edge, and we don't really want to put them in conference if they're gonna, you know, be able to go to sectionals. So we're gonna do that.
Well, exciting things to look forward to next week. I know there's going to be a lot of fun happening on Saturday, so we'll catch up with that next week, and by that time maybe we'll look ahead to sectionals too. Maybe that 106 class won't seem as daunting as after this weekend, but
I'm sure
it's going to be nuts. So for head coach Jim Weisrock, my name's Ryan Stonebreaker. Until next week, we'll see you at the conference meet.